Okay, you got one. Huh? I'm just really make a difference. Not really. Maybe not for anyway. All right, let's start this because I got a little time to kill, and I got video demonstration to do, and I got to go warehouse shopping. So warehouse, showroom, that whole 9 yards. Look at me buying a projector soon. It's an interesting projector. I have a lot of phone sites. Sure, that projector does not work. Or any projector doesn't work on a great screen. So, for those people who actually own a P2 projector and made a statement that they actually do read, I go to the forum sites all the time and I talk to people who own these machines. Well, let's see. Let's go over to where we're at on this thing. Bring this over a little bit. Now, I guarantee you, first things first, my name is Kenneth Burr. My company is IOEG Technology Screens. And same demonstrations I do here are the demonstrations I'll be doing in my showroom, because I'm looking to get myself a showroom so I can bring people down to look at the technology we're working on, some of the stuff we're going to have on display, stuff like that. I'm definitely going to have to do some videos on this. This looks pretty cool. How come we didn't do this one yesterday? This one came out really nice on our setup. But as I said before, the showroom is going to be designed to not only show off our technology, but to show why gray and white screens are just not usable. That's what I've been actually working toward, getting a showroom. Because see, YouTube is nice and all, but a showroom is far better, because I can have thousands of people come in there, flutter through that place, filter through it, and show them on mass levels of our technology, window applications, floor applications, ceiling application. I can have people come right up the street and see it. As a matter of fact, I can invite all my haters to come see it too. On top of that, I can invite your lawyers also to come down and see the showroom. It's going to be quite amazing when we get done with it. But anyway, one of the projectors we actually have in mind is a P2. The reason why I saw so many demonstrations on the P2 with claiming a 2:1 contrast, which it does have, but being displayed in these dark caveman environments. On a projector, literally, it's ultra short. They're at 3,000 lumens. It sits right on top of the screen at a foot away. But a 2:1 contrast. And I've not seen one person, not one person, show me what the 2:1 does. I've been to forum site, no one wants to show me. Everybody has that projector in the dark. Not anything supposed to replace a TV. If you saw the promo demonstration with the P2, you've noticed in the promo demonstration, but I'll put a link here below, you can check it out for yourself. When they advertise it, they don't advertise that thing in the dark. They have it in this fully lit environment. The windows are open. They have a 120-inch screen. And yet, in the demonstrations we see, are everybody sitting in these really dark environments. It's literally so dark, I can see the image reflect off the chassis of the projector. So why in the world would I spend $2,400 for a projector that's supposed to replace a TV that's not doing what it's showing in their demonstration? Now, when we get ours, our screen's going to be at 180 inches, because that's what we can pull out of that machine with our technology. You know, like these projectors over here that do 60, we get 150. Our technology allows us to get 180 inch out of that. Yep. Mind you, the Optima G2 5500, I had it in the backyard at 140 inches outside, when most people were afraid to open up a curtain next to that thing. Now, is it the projector's fault? No, the projector was perfectly fine. Just like our projector here was perfectly fine, all the projectors we have now were perfectly fine. The gray screen doesn't work. It doesn't work at all, period. It just won't function. Doesn't make a difference how much money you spend. So in that showroom, we're going to have the high-end projector versus a projector that costs 60 bucks. That one over there. We're going to take the P2, we're going to put it on a gray screen product. try to show a star field in that environment, and we're going to take this projector right here, the $60 projector, and put that in an environment on a black screen. It'll have more lighting than the gray screen will have, because the gray screen can't handle a halo system. Now, those demonstrations are designed that we can get the masses to come in and see this. And mind you, people carry cell phones on them all the time. Of course, they're recording, documented to the YouTube channels and all that, because that's what we want. That showroom is designed for massive publicity and promotion for our business. That's why we're getting it. But before to get that, I had to get a couple loans first. So I already got that acquired. So that stage right there, I mean, of course, anybody who will give you a loan has to make sure, like I said, any investor, any distributorship, any one of them have to know these. They give you the key points like how long you're going to be in business, do you have future technology, is your stuff work, which you can, yeah, all that comes up. You have to be able to answer all those questions. But you've been cutting corners on those tests, it's not going to go well for you. You can't get any distributorship, you won't get contracts, loans, you won't get none of that at all, period. So that hurts you. You're better off doing those tests. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so yeah, that the ultra short throws don't read on great screens. They don't. We've done dozens of ultra short throws. Because you got to buy. You don't have to. You have to buy expensive ultra short throws. Then you already failed already, because we don't. We don't buy expensive ultra short throws to the screen to run. I can run a contrast level on that projector with no problem. So the problem you have here, does the gray screen actually work? And no, it doesn't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Anybody willing to enlighten me on this one in court? Anyone willing with one of those projectors willing to tell me that that projector can see 2,000,000 to 1 contrast on a gray screen? It can't. You know why? Because there's a person who had it, who actually still has one, and in his demonstration, the LG background, which is this right here, I think I didn't find that LG background. I gotta figure out which demonstration it was that does that black LG. LG 4K demonstrations. That logo that comes up is not gray. It's an OLED. Why would OLED be showing off a gray display in the background? That's just really stupid. And the old logo they have is all jet black. So his projector failed to bring it up. No, that won't up here. I don't know where we saw it. It comes up multiple times in some of their demonstrations. But anyway, as we look for it, we'll talk. Anyway, as I said before, it doesn't read. We're going to get a couple of them ambient projection screens, those gray screens, high certified. See if you can read that black level. And we're going to show in these showrooms that gray screens, gunmetal screens, and white screens do not function. Then we can literally alter your screen by just painting the letter K, my initial, just KB, on your screen, and your screen alters that fast. That we can read contrast levels, we can read color, we can pick up white levels that can blend right into your screen with no problem. That's what that showroom's being designed for. As you can see right here, gray screen's just not reading. Mind, this projector I have has a 10,000 to 1 contrast. As you can see, the 10,000 to 1 contrast is picking up on our screen, it's not picking up on the gray screen. Now, if anyone advised you that you have to have this a massive amount of contrast, you still can't read it. It doesn't pick up. See that? Can't see it. Doesn't read. Now, I know the gray screens out there are probably feeling that I'm putting a lot of weight on them, but at the end of the day, you know, you're lying. How are you going to convince me, a customer, that I'm going to spend money for this projector, right? Invest good money for a projector, and you're going to convince me at the end of the day that that gray screen paint is going to give my projector the best ability to be able to see that contrast level? How are you going to convince me on this? Mind, we're not even in a fully lit environment yet. My environment basically pulls up 24,000. So we're not even in a fully lit environment. How do we get that to work? Just wondering. We always get that whole we don't speak at the end of the day. No one wants to talk about it. Yet I read through y'all specification sheets every day. I get people who read through your stuff, And it comes back as you guys claiming that you're reading this contrast level when technically you're not. So that projector, if a customer goes out and spends $2,400 for that machine, that $2 million to 1 ain't going to do jack. Now, companies do this too. Companies who sell those projectors will sit there and say, well, because the projector's $2 million to 1 contrast, you'll pick up a... That's a lie. You won't read that. That was definitely a bull-faced lie. You're not reading that. As you can see, the menu, only the menu reads on our end. And the menu usually comes up in gray. Oh, I like this demonstration right here. Looking for this one. Oops. Now, like I said, you can ignore YouTube. You can't ignore showroom. Showroom is going to be to display whatever we want in there. And like I said, statement right there on the door or anywhere you want to, we got it on the website, statement that if you feel in any way that your screen does read gray, a 100% contrast level, you are basically picking up in a fully lit environment. I've never seen one do this before ever. Fully lit environment without the screen washing out or fading. You pick up a perfect color balance and you take us to court. But you can't. Now, how long have I been saying this? I've been saying this for quite some time, right? I've been saying this for a couple months. No one's contacted me. Not one person. You know why? Because gray screens can't read black. That's why. No one is going to be that foolish enough to go in and try to take me to court and say at the end of the day that he's wrong. My gray screen reads a black level. Can't read color either. So everyone with a gray screen goes through this. Your screen's washed out. Now, that surface in the middle is our technology, that black paint. That would be the IOEG Ultimate Apex Gamer Complete. That stuff is so potent, I don't have to do some up and down robot formation and all these crazy dumb instructions. You just take a little bit of that and just block that in the middle of the screen. Activates that quick, that fast. You can paint that screen in any direction you want. You can paint your name into it, whatever you want. Only our stuff comes up. Now, the reason why a lot of these companies advise you to go out and spend money for these very expensive machines is because their screens don't work. That's why. But any one of these companies make a phone call and say, hey, look, I got this 720p projector. Matter of fact, so you got a Powerlight S6 projector. That's what you have. That's a very low model. You have an HDMI port in the back of that thing. Tell them that's what you're running. Tell me you run it in eco mode. If you want to get environment, your screen keeps washing out. You can't figure out how to get it to work. Can you use that projection screen on that? I bet you $100 they advise you to go get a more expensive projector, like a higher grade model. They'll probably tell you to do that. Why would you even use that again? That thing doesn't even work correctly. That's an old, outdated projector. It won't even work. Doesn't pick up contrast, won't read color correctly. It's a waste of time. I guarantee to tell you that. Meanwhile, my customers can buy a projector under 20 bucks and get an image that looks better than someone that paid $2,400 for theirs. I haven't seen a PC projector outside ever. Never seen one. Now, Optima GT55, we took that outside, but the rest of the people own the 5500, don't take them outside. Which means we can make their projectors better, produce better than their newer projectors. What if I LG Betafish. Just did this one a few minutes ago. I hear all these excuses when I go to these forum sites about these gray screens, about how do we get the contrast to work, and I hear just about every excuse on the face of the planet. Dark environments, dark environments, dark environments, aka ambient controlled environments. So what levels read at the same time with the contrast. There we are. That's what I was looking for. That right there. So, and the person, the demonstration had a P2 projector, 2-1 contrast. We did a demonstration which showed the OLED symbol. That's the OLED symbol right there, the LG OLED TV that popped up, and the background was gray. I'm pretty sure that's in black, not gray. So that means that the 2-1 projector, 2-1 contrast here on this projector couldn't read it. It didn't read it on the network gray 773, and it sure enough didn't read it on the on its paint. So that shows you at the end of the day that even with a projector at 2-1 from a person who bragged about this projector so much, you couldn't get the contrast level to read. Everybody noticed that in the forum site. He shows you right there himself. And by the way, that video is also missing, but it's on the blacklist. Let me grab something. We don't have distortion from the gray screen messing me up. There we go. Let's cover it over with our technology that actually does work. All right, I gotta operate better this way because I can't work with that whole freaking gray screen up there. That thing's blinding me in one section, can't see jack on the other end. Sharpness up over there. We go. Now I can work better. That's how we fix the gray screen problem. This is what I do when I actually show off our technology. All I do is just bring down this little portable projector and got a whole setup, and that's it. That's all I need. Carry everything in the bag. That's all. Let me see. We have to go to the other one right there. I like that better on an invisible screen because we can shoot right through it. That's why. Let me see. Keyboard. You spent $3,700 for a projector. And you can't basically, I don't know, change background, search, no, change background, where's back, where's my whatchamacallit at on here? Oh, this is on Yahoo. Why the frick are we on Yahoo? We don't use freaking Yahoo. Go to where I want it. Where's my Google at? Google. This is what I use. Let me see. Now, you notice, right? On my way mine is set up on my PC over here, everything's in dark mode. So, if I wanted to use this on a gray screen, you wouldn't work. You can't read black. That's why. So that'd be pointless. So what the freak? Somebody just sit there and pay $95 for, or $60 for, or all this money for an expensive projector. You can't even read basically the background from Google. So if I put it in dark mode is completely useless on a gray screen. As you can see, look, picking up the white Google with no problem. You know, for technology that's supposed to be so dark you can't even see it. Be careful about that one too. I told you about that one. You get hit with one of those things, it's brutal. Just so you know, it's a very serious statement to make about our company by saying that our products are coming so dark you can't see them. We can get you on with the intention of trying to damage our company's name, which means, again, we get you on federal, we get you on civil, we get criminal charges filed against you. We'll press charges on you. So just let you know, if you got one of those videos floating around, I'm advised you get rid of it before one of my people find it. If they do find it, keep in mind, there's no way out of these situations. You can't talk us out. Once it's set, it's set. We go into court, we get it done. All right? All right. Just to let you know. I'll do this to you in the courtroom. It's going to go really bad for you. Anyway, as you see before, look. See how we bring up the Google and all that white letters, right? This is important when you're doing for churches, because churches, you have to understand, for gray screens don't work with churches. You know that? Yes, they do. How do they work with churches? You know the text in the Bible is black, right? So if the text in the Bible is black, how are you going to pull up the text in the Bible to be sharp and vivid, which has to be detailed and sharp and vivid? How are you going to pick up that black lettering if you don't read black to begin with? That's not going to work at all, period. That's why they advise them to buy 4K projectors. When you have a white screen in there, they advise them to buy a 4K projector, a screen with a really high definition detail to it, so that way they can read the black levels better. Screen still washes up. As you've seen the promo demonstration with the church was having a problem with a 7,000 lumen projector. This is why a lot of these churches get ripped off, because they advise them at the end of the day to go buy these expensive projectors. They'll sell them a screen and they'll advise them to buy this really super ultra expensive projector, and they don't get what they paid for. Their screens are washed out, deteriorated. It's just a horror fest going on in there. So we come in and we fix that real quick. But that's what people have to understand. How do you read the Bible? The Bible's text in the Bible is red, or yes, and it's also in black. Now, mind you, gray screens can't read red. So how is that picking up? And they can't read black. So how are you picking up the text? You can't pick up the text. That's why. Let's go with, let me see. Oh, matter of fact, let's just put down blacklist. It's everywhere anyway. Blacklist. Actually, a movie, a show called Blacklist too. I watch it all the time. Blacklist. There is the blacklist right there. So, fake projection screens and scammers, that's the first thing that comes up on it. If you're on this list, you broadcast everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Blacklist is hooked to multiple search engines. So if you're in there, it's not going to go well with you. Now, if you look at my website, right, it's black. It is. My website's black. So, how does it look on a gray screen right now? So, well, look at the gray screen behind us, right? It doesn't read. Yeah, this is going to explain to you. For some people sit there and say, well, that's not the P. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't read. No matter what projector you get, it won't read. That's why I asked a long time ago, I said, anyone who has that projector, please show me a demonstration of a star fill in a fully lit environment. Show me what that 2 million to 1 does. Nothing. I go to forum sites. What does the 2 million to do? Nothing. No one's showing me this shit. Everybody shows me the same demonstration. Dark environment, dark environment, dark environment. Does anybody have a demonstration out there to beat their promo demonstration? No, you don't. You don't have one. All right, then that speaks a lot of volumes right there. Okay, let's go use this because this works better for me. I can't work with that gray screen because I can't see it. So I'm going to scroll down here. No, you know me on camera. I don't say things I can't back up. You know how it works, right? That's how it works for me. Now, see right here? Yep, gotta go back here a minute. There we go. Let's go right here. A little farther in. Right in this little area here. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. That popped up. Now, this projector he has in here is a Optima P2 with a 2 million to 1 contrast. Right? So, in the demonstration here, that screen didn't read black, as you can see. So it didn't read black at all. So if the screen didn't read black, it didn't pick up. And then the gray screen next to it didn't pick up either, because again, that's just Sherman Williams. Didn't read here. And we actually have his gray screen paint here. It doesn't read. So that means that a 2 million to 1 contrast on a P2 projector could not read the black levels on this screen. at all. It's right there. I can post a video. I'll just put the link there. You can watch it for yourself. But anyway, it didn't pick it up. As a matter of fact, the speakers and the trim around the screen read black because it's black. That's what they are. But for some reason, well, we all do know why, the gray screen didn't pick it up. So $2,400 for a projector with a 2:1 contrast shows that it is completely useless on a gray screen. It's right there. So you're going to say that's fake? It's not real. It's his video. It's literally his own video. It literally shows him in the video, showing receipts, the whole 9 yards. He's in there. So that's his video right there. That's his projector. He has a P2 projector. Where's contrast at? This came up in multiple conversations about this, about how the P2 projector does do exactly what it's designed to do. The problem is it's useless on a gray screen. So for those of you who went out and purchased that projector, so you can operate it on a gray screen, you have wasted your money. You wasted your money. You wasted your money. Because this guy told you to go out and get it, right? That's what he did. He said, go out and get that projector. It works with screen paint works fantastic. The Cinemax, that's the Cinemax paint, by the way, so you know that. That's the Cinemax paint he designed, as he claims he designed. That paint works perfectly with the P2 projector. Look at the contrast levels I'm reading. Now, it's funny. He did the same demonstration did the woman with the black makeup. So how come the one with the black makeup, which again was in gray, but a lot of you said was black, good gracious, really serious. I mean, did you really think about that when you mentioned that one on camera? The screen's literally gray, and you're saying that the screen is reading black. How is that possible? Anybody care to challenge this one in the courtroom? Anybody? Of course not. Of course you don't want to challenge. Anybody, come on, sign. You're willing to challenge that your gray screen reads a black level next to a screen that actually is black. So what we see here is what it should look like if his screen paint did read black. And what we saw in the demonstration in the video was the screen did it read. You got this. This is what you guys got. That's what you guys got. Got that gray screen. Wait, don't we have a whatchamacallit here? We got a cover up for this thing, don't we? We do. You got this. That's what you guys got. On a projector that costs $24,000. So just to show that when we get this projector, oh man, this is going to hurt a lot of people. We're going to ruffle some feathers. If you're an influencer and you ever talked about that projector picking up a contrast level, we're going to duplicate your video and display it to show that you were completely wrong in the demonstration that projector's 2:1 doesn't read on a gray screen. Now let me show you how much money some of you guys have wasted out there. First things first, if you went out and bought a projector for its contrast levels thinking that this was going to work on your screen, you completely wasted so much money it's not even funny. Let me explain it to you. On a white screen, yeah, not really going to see nothing at all. On a gray screen, you still can't pick it up. On a certified gunmetal screen, much better than these screens, but still you can't read black because they don't read black either. By the time you reach one of our screens, you turn it off. So what did you pay for? You pay for an option you'll never ever get a chance to use. You can never use that option. Can't use it on our screens. Our screens are black. You don't even need it. You're wasting energy. You don't even need the option. Just turn it off. It ain't going to make black any blacker than it already is black. So basically, you turn that option off. So you just paid for something that you will never ever use. You said, but it doesn't work, man. You got to turn your lights up. You got to turn your lights up to get your black levels to improve. You already failed. Black's a neutral color. Light turn or off, it's still going to be the same. It doesn't make a difference. Ooh, we can't wait to the showroom. I got some big screens set up to display these screens, these gray and white screens. So we're going to be writing all kinds. I got a graffiti artist coming. You can put this design in, or with our black paint showing our stuff when he shows up. And that projector is designed to flash different colors. But there's so much. So many interesting demonstrations we're going to do in that showroom. $3,400. That's crazy. $3,400 for a machine that does read contrast. The P2 works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that machine. It's like this projector we have here, the QME2. There's nothing wrong with it. It works perfectly fine. If you bought the QME2 on a gray screen, right? So you bought the same projector I got right here in the video. And you bought that on a gray screen with a 10,001 contrast. How much of the 10,001 contrast you're going to be able to use? That's what you're reading. So how much of it you're able to use? Colors are missing. So, is this projector outdated because it's being used on a gray screen? Is it outdated because it's 720p? So, you feel that in order to fix the picture quality, which most people do, let's go spend more money. Let's spend more money on a 4K projector. Let's spend more money on a 1080p high-grade projector. Let's go spend the money for a laser projector. Maybe that'll fix it. Either way, you got to spend more money. So how does the screen paint have a slogan saving you hundreds when you have to spend thousands to try to fix it? Try, and say you are. Try to fix it. The owner who made the product couldn't even do what we do. Our projectors are under $200. He can't do that. The screen won't work. And it can't be in a dark environment. We're not even in a dark environment. We have about 6,000 in the ceiling. That's nothing. So the 10,000 to 1 on this projector doesn't work on the gray screen. So if this can't work on here, guess what doesn't work? Your 4K laser projector, none of that works on there at all, period. This is our technology. Let's see. Half and half. Look, here's the deal. Don't go on your YouTube channel and cry. Don't do that. That makes you look bad. It does. Because people have been hearing me say the same statement over and over again about let's go to court. They've been hearing me say it all the time, right? All right then. So why are you on your channel crying? Stop crying. Be a man, sign, meet us in court. That's all you got to do. If you feel this strongly that you're willing to go to your YouTube channel and express how upset you are, sign. That's all you have to do, just sign. But you won't. You know why? Because you know darn well I'm right. That's why you won't sign. I'm going to say the same slogan forever. Everywhere I go, I'm going to basically challenge y'all over and over again, every single day at expos, shows, whatever. Heck, we'll print it out on a huge giant billboard and we'll stick it right there. I'll even put a little tag. You can sign if you want right there. I guarantee none of you sign it. But you know why? You know I'm telling you the truth. Now, this is for people who make these products. This is directed towards you. Customers watch this and they see that we challenge you guys and you don't reply. You reply by crying on your YouTube channels. Don't talk about how fake I am. If you feel that I'm fake, at the end of the day, sign the contract. See us in court. Don't talk about it. Sign. I don't want to hear fake, scam, or whatever. If you feel that strongly, sign. Man up. Sign that contract. Let's go to court. But if you're not willing to sign the contract, then guess what that means at the end of the day? You're nothing but a crybaby. On your channel, crying and whining. That's all you're doing right now. So, for my masses that come out there and watch you guys in the day, what they're going to do, they're going to start posting on your sites. They're going to start saying, sign the contract, sign the contract, sign the contract. What do you do? Do like the other one do? Pull your YouTube channels down? Put it on your Facebook pages, put it on your websites, because you won't sign? then don't talk about things you can't back up. We can do that. Your product doesn't work. It doesn't read. Gray screens don't function. And if you ever think at the end of the day that you're going to challenge my knowledge in gray screen paints, be warned, it's going to hurt you on so many levels. It's not even funny. I was developing a lot of this stuff before a lot of you people even had your products online. I know everything there is about gray screens. I can basically reproduce your product just by looking at it because I did his multiple times. So with that being said, I did give him permission to make mine. How did that one turn out? Couldn't make it, could he? Yeah, he couldn't make it because he doesn't understand how to make product at all, period. So with that being said, then today, well, gray screen doesn't work. No matter how many big companies out there writing email, blah, 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 blah. Now, she can show me that screen reading that contrast level right there and doing exactly as you claim it does, and it's just basically just a bunch of hoopla. Hoopla, hoopla, hoopla. They don't read contrast. Advising your customers to go out and spend money for an expensive machine to fix your problem isn't the customer's problem, it's your problem. That's what they do. They advise you to buy expensive projector. You contact them, tell them you got a Epson, what you call the Powerlight S6. Tell them you got one of those. That's a bottom of the barrel projector. Tell them you got one of them and you're happy with it. You don't want to change out. Watch they try to convince you to buy a 4K projector to fix their problem. And if you're in a 40-lit environment, we're using a 40-lit environment. Well, no, we don't advise that. We advise the screen's going to work best. It's going to optimize your viewing pleasure. If you're using an ambient light controlled environment, yeah, because your stuff don't work. That's why. And if your colors don't pick up, which they should pick up, they're going to tell you, well, you know, the best solution is to calibrate because all projectors have to be calibrated. No, they don't. We don't calibrate ours. How many times you hear that dumb excuse at the end of the day? Well, they have to be calibrated. So you mean to tell me I get a machine with 1.7 billion, not million, billion colors, and we have to calibrate that machine? 6.8 billion colors you got to calibrate. Then what's the point of buying a projector? You imagine if you bought a projector from Best Buy or someplace and they said, look, yeah, it's got 1.7 billion colors. But here's the kicker. You're not going to see those colors unless you calibrate. Would you be buying that projector? No. You have to buy a TV. So again, you got 2 million to 1 contrast, but here's the kicker. You can't use that in a 4-lit environment because it doesn't read correctly. It's going to come out kind of washed out, so you have to be in the dark with this. Well, it's kind of hard to sell a projector supposed to replace a TV if you got to be in the dark with it. Now, do the projectors work? As I said, yeah, this one works perfectly fine. This one has a 10,000 to 1 contrast on it. It reads perfectly fine. Just don't read on a gray screen. It doesn't work on a gray screen. Now, as I said before in all my video demonstrations, that if anyone feels that we're using some kind of special effects or visual effects or whatever we're doing, at the end of the day, I don't even know how we're using a high performance projector. That thing is lower than most people using demonstrations today. But anyway, if you feel that way, that strongly about it, stop doing this, more of that. Signed, see you in court. And I'll show you with this little CUNY projector in a courtroom, well lit. Same thing we have here, that it works perfectly fine. And once we get the showroom set up and ready to go, I'm going to invite your attorneys to my showroom so they can drop your case. And then we'll hire them to sue you, which is going to be pretty embarrassing, by the way. You know, if that happens to you, the strategy turn behind that is to have someone's attorneys drop your case so they can hire you. If other attorneys see that happen, it won't touch your case. They won't. So if you were able to convince a lawyer to drop your case who's representing you, to turn and file a lawsuit against you with the company you're supposed to be suing, no attorney will touch you. It's a strategy plan, a strategy move at the end of the day in business. You know, I mean, you can convince a lawyer that say, hey, good gracious, this stuff freaking works. Like, this is not what he told me at the end. He's not going to walk in the courtroom with you. He'll lose that case. So say, hey, how about this? All right, we'll pay you to sue him. They're going to take that case. He's going to win it. He knows he's going to win it. So if it gets out, you go contact an attorney. Attorneys talk. They chat. They chat. And it gets around that. Your attorney dropped your case, and we hired them to sue you because of the evidence. No attorney will touch you. That showroom is going to come in quite handy. Come to invite a lot of your attorneys down there to see it. Oh, they're going to be amazed by it. I guarantee at the end of the day, Once our case is settled, they're gonna buy a screen from us. So when I say at the end of the day, there's no hope for you, there's no hope for you at all whatsoever. Can't get an attorney, it won't work. Can't back up your claim in court, it's not gonna work. No hope for you. Well, that's that for the haters at the end of the day. As I told you before, I'm getting paid off later. I realize a lot of y'all. I got 60 of them under the belt right now. And actually, out of that 60, I say 20 of them are going to jail. You know who you are. Don't worry about it. We already know who you are too. So don't worry about it. Well, I wouldn't worry about it. So that's just that. But anyway, look at that. So again, those of you with these expensive pictures, how do you get that to work? Because I watched dozens of those demonstrations, and none of y'all are in these fully lit environments at all, period. Let's go over to, let me see, can get that LG to work for Jack, and that logo, that's what I was going to put that logo. I showed you in that black list, it came up in gray. That logo comes up in black. How in the world did anyone watch that demonstration and not notice that? Sheep. That's why. You're sheep. There you go. You're sheep. I don't know how you couldn't have noticed that. Everybody in the forum site picked it up. Everybody was like, wait a minute, that projector has what? And it has a 2 million to 1 contrast. Well, how come it's not coming up in black? Because it can't read on a gray screen. Any gray screen, not just his product. A lot of people think in the day that come out there and say, well, no, your gray screen is exactly the same thing. It can't read black. No. I don't want to go back with a tit for tat for this. Sign, let's go to court. Prove that your screen sees 100% black. Okay. 2 million to 1 contrast. That's a waste of money. And you're paying for it too, not giving that option for free. No way in the world you're getting that for free. They're charging you for that. You're not getting that for free. Starfield screensaver. No, not Garfield. Starfield screensaver. I can hear what it sounds like Garfield. That's funny. I remember, and I swear, this is why I said some people are just so far behind in the race. They were talking about some nonsense about the Epson LS800. Oh, show us a high-end projector. We did that demonstration like 2 years ago. Actually, I showed you the customer. Yeah, you guys are late to the party. You're always late to the party. You're so late to the party that people are just trickling out of the house looking for their car keys and just driving off. That's how late. You missed the whole party. Gray screen, gray screen. See, this is what I was requesting. So all you P2 owners out there, influencers, all of you on YouTube, show me this, please. Because if we do it at the end of the day, the onslaught is going to be massive. I'm telling you, you do not want to possess that machine. We get that machine, you know the kind of crazy stuff we're going to do with that machine. You know we're taking it outside. You know what's happening, right? We take that screen outside, we take projector outside, and we produce at 180 inches on a black screen, and we produce star fields and all. You're done. I've already beaten you already with the Optima GT 5500. I took that outside. With that promo demonstration we did right there, beat their own promo demonstration with an older projector, and then turn around and beat anybody else's demonstration from here on in. Anybody able to match that demonstration with your P2 projector? You can't. So we take that projector outside, it's going to be embarrassing for you guys. So how in the world are you going to be an influencer claiming that this projector picks up a contrast when we're outside showing you can't even read on a gray screen or a white screen? And gunmetal technology can't go outside. So that ends that right there from the door. Yet a black screen can read at 180 inches on a screen designed to do 120. Then what are you going to say on your channel? You're going to say my demonstrations are fake? We'll see you in court. That's slander, defamation. Don't do that. What are you going to do? Okie dokie. All right then. Pretty more sad and embarrassing if we take that $60 projector, put that on a black screen, take the P2 and put it on a gray screen. Which one do you think is going to read that Starfield better? Which will show everybody at the end of the day that you really didn't have to go out and spend money for that type of projector, because it wasn't necessary. And for all these you bragging about the 2 million to 1, yeah, no, because you're in the dark with that. Oh, I hate those demonstrations or those influences that sit there and go, look at the amazing contrast, and you're sitting in a dark environment the entire time when you're doing it. That's bad. Black screen. Now in our demonstrations, we request white screens. What happens if we request a solid black screen? See, the thing about it is when we develop black technology or darker technology, there's no dark technology anywhere on the planet that's made a statement that we read exactly to a white screen. That's impossible. Now, you can pick up a white level high enough where you have to have the black on black demonstrations, which we do. You have to be to show that your product picks up a higher white level than an average black surface, which we showed you in demonstrations multiple times. I got to add that demonstration over to our page. But anyway, we show you this. This is important. It's what you have to see. Where do the white levels lay on a black screen? Extremely important demonstration to do. Because if they don't get those white levels correctly, it's a domino effect that triggers off. So, with that being said, that no black screen, gunmetal screen, is never going to come out there and say we read 100% white, because that's impossible. You have to show that at the end of the day, you read a white level high enough, the colors are going to peak, everything's going to pop nicely, but we know you're not going to pick up 100% white. We don't make that claim. Well, gray screens, you do make statements when you say you pick up a black level, and you can't read that black level. This is where you lie. And then you go in and you manipulate environments by darkening the environments, claiming you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment, because that's where movies are meant to be at, on a machine that's designed to be used for a TV. Then you calibrate that machine. Get your colors coming correctly, because you know your colors fail. Now, you pick up the white levels, yeah, you do. But to say that you pick up a white level, I don't know everybody else, but to us, to say you pick up a white level that can overshadow, make my product dark, you have lost your marbles at the end of the day. I better never, ever catch one gray screen company out there making that statement by saying that your white levels can make our screen dark. I will embarrass the daylights out of you in that courtroom. I really will. We already know what we can do to you. I can do that at 300 lumens easily. So that will not go well for you at all. But I can say that my contrast levels can overpower your screen for no problem, because we read black. So you don't read a black level. You guys make that claim. You make the claim that you're 2.0 all the time. You're not 2.0 gain. You don't have that capability. If you were 2.0 gain, why are you in an environment so dark? Again, the black diamond. The black diamond screen is 1.4. It's a 1.4. It has amazing gain capabilities. So how in the world can a 2.0 gray be more powerful than a 1.4? How? Tell me that. Can't tell me, can you? On your YouTube channel, crying and whining, stop it. I got people watching you. Stop crying on your channel so much. Again, if you feel this strongly about it, sign. Shut up the crying. Stop crying. Silly. Shut it up. Stop crying. You know, your parents get upset with you, and you be crying in the back like, shut up. Shut it up. And when you're nothing, sign. Don't cry about it. Be a man, sign. If you can't do that, then be quiet about it. Anyway, so the more you cry about this, you know, the more people see this, the more people are going to say at the end of the day, sign this contract. And you won't do it. All right, let's move on. You're the ones making these claims. You know, you can rich up in fully lit environments, your ambient light rejection technology, you know, you pick up these kind of contrast levels, you pick up black levels. You mentioned the word black anywhere in your specification sheet, you just lied because you can't read black. You claim you pick up beautiful colors, right? Your colors are bright, more vivid. No, your colors are actually washed out and faded. Are you good for 4K projectors? Absolutely not. Go to anybody, go to Elite Screen, go to any company and call them up and say, hey, look, let me ask you a question. What's better for 4K? Would it be that Dark Star 9 or would it be the Cinema Gray, which is a light gray screen? I bet you $100 they say it's a darker screen. Everybody knows that darker screens work better on 4K and 1080p. Why? Contrast works better. That's why. This is basic common sense. So you have a light gray screen, you have a 2:1 contrast. Where would the black levels pick up better? On the lighter screen or darker screen? It'd be the darker screen that would pick up better. So that means the gunmetal screen that's much darker will pick up better contrast than the screen that's lighter. Everybody knows that one. But for some reason, a few people out there haven't got the memo, and for some reason they campaigned most of their life that a gray screen could actually read a contrast level. Can't calibrate black, it don't work. Right? You heard that lie too also. You can calibrate a black screen. No, the freak you can't. Oh my goodness. Hello. Can't see it. Alright, well, I got done with my videos in. I'm Christopher today. Actually, I got bigger videos to do downstairs. That's for something else. I'm gonna do the big screens, the dual screens. Get ready to complete my loan application. Get that done. Hopefully, we have to do like let people come and see it. Well, I hope so, man. I have so much fun with this stuff at the end of the day. I really do. You do know that the same demonstrations I do here are the same what I'm going to do in the showroom. Everywhere. It's the same thing. The same thing I hear me talk on camera here, it's going to be the same thing out there. Same thing. Yep. I'm going to put you on blast out there. I mean, literally put you on blast out there. I'm going to challenge your screens online to do these demonstrations. Show me a Starfield demonstration. Show me a contrast. Even if you got a 20,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1, whatever you may have on that projector, show me that you read black. Or show me some poorly lit birthday cake effect environment. Have you ever seen somebody blow out a birthday cake, how dark it is in here? I don't want to see that crap at the end of the day. I don't want to see lights halfway across the room, way back here, and you got screens underneath ledges with the lights way in the middle. You don't want to see that jack at the end of the day. No. I don't want to see any customized rooms where you got screens tucked away in little pockets so the light from the windows can't make contact with it. None of that crap. Danny did that nonsense when he basically designed that theater room he put in there. That screen was tucked under a shelf. It was in a little tiny pocket, and each one of the individual lights were tucked away too. Don't do that crap. Do actual. When that condensed lighting is supposed to hit your screen. You ever seen we did the demonstration of condensed lighting? You see those little wedges of light you see come down? That's the way it's supposed to look. All the way across your screen. If you turn those things off at any time in the video, what's the point of saying you have an ambient light rejection if you just turn that light? Oh, I've seen a demonstration like that. Oh my goodness, you're kidding me. I saw a demonstration like, really, people? Really? The problem is that the community has been poisoned and brainwashed, believing that these are good videos. And the sad thing about it is, it's not. They're not good videos. Anytime you show a demonstration of a gray screen and you literally show lights on, but the minute the projector comes on, the lights go off, this is major red flags. Major red flags. And why they don't like Mr. Bird? Mr. Bird points out to all the things that they're doing wrong. Because we know what you're doing. We get to a courtroom, you're going to fire up that whole setup in a fully lit environment. That's what you want to do. And I want to see that 100% black. So we're documenting videos as we speak. There are other channels that we're on right now. We're documenting the videos. We challenge them. It's not just somebody who's being documented. There's other people documenting. No, for any company at the end of the day, we're not interested. Only company I literally said I would ever develop technology for is Chrissy. I like Chrissy projectors. I'm a big fan of Chrissy projectors. I've got her $50 machines to make them look incredible. I love Chrissy. But any other company, no, not really. I'm not really interested. I'm not interested in developing stuff for you guys. I'm just not. I mean, our technology works perfectly fine, but I mean, to have a contract, no, I'm not interested in that. You know why? Your projectors cost too much money. That's why. They're too expensive. I won't advertise them. It's too much money. It costs the customer too much money. That's why. If what you call attempting to read a P3, we're sending it back. We're basically, only demonstration I would do against is just showing they don't work on a gray screen pretty much. And they can have it back. We don't want it. Because I'm not advertising that thing. It costs too much money. The object of our technology, and as I said before, we fill out those forms, is to make a screen paint that's affordable. Now, for those of you that are saying this stuff costs $400 or $500, that's because you're comparing me to those gray pasty paints like you're watching right now on my screen that don't freaking work. That's what I didn't like about the guy who did the review. You did a review, you put us against certified. Don't dare stick my stuff against some crap like this at the end of the day. Our product deserves better at the end of the day. Don't put me against this mess. That's like you having a prize fighter and you put them against, let's say you got somebody who's 10th degree of grandmasters. You got a grandmaster, professional at the end of the day. And you put them against white belts. That's not even a victory for me at the end of the day. Stick me against a worthy opponent, for goodness sakes. At least a TV, for goodness sakes. Yeah, stick me against that mess. And why do we crush that demonstration so fast? Of course. Oh, we saw the demonstration. Yeah, you guys were pretty mad. Even attacked the guy who did the demonstration, too. Got mad and ranted at him. Yeah, good luck with that nonsense. We might get a lawyer to sue those guys. Anyway, but, stuff is crap. So, yeah, I don't see myself basically advertising in any of my video demonstrations. It's too easy. Are you kidding me? A P2? That's an easy projector. That's nothing. That's a cakewalk for us. I get more enjoyment out of a projector that's 600 by 800, 720p SVG. I have fun with that. You know why? Because it's a projector at the end of the day. There's challenge behind it. If we can make that thing look absolutely incredible, you imagine what we can do with a projector that's 4K. Easy. It's a cakewalk. You guys need those projectors. You can have a choice. Those are your crutches at the end of the day. You take that projector away from your screen, deteriorates. It falls apart. So you need those. We don't need those projectors. On top of that, we save our customers thousands of dollars. You cost your customers thousands, we save them thousands. If they're using this gray paint at the end of the day, it's going to cost them thousands of dollars to try to get that thing to somewhat look decent. Our customers can use a projector that costs $40, which I'm using right now in my demonstration. $16.25, $10. The screen looks absolutely incredible. You see what that thing looks like downstairs? It looks absolutely incredible. So I have no interest in a company giving me a high-end projector. If I do Chrissy, I would like to have Chrissy's older projectors. I want the older ones, man. I want the old projectors. That's the stuff I want to work with. Now, they might want to promote one of the bigger projectors, but there's no challenge in that for us. You could buy the product, and you can put it on your projector, you can do it on your end. I can't do it on my end because, again, our company is about, at the end of the day, showing that you don't have to spend a lot of money for your projector. All that forced nonsense is garbage. You don't have to do that stuff. Oh, my goodness. Spend all that money for a projector. You can't even get a conference over to read on that thing. So no, we're not interested in that. Don't get me wrong, companies are real nice and all, but no, it's not for me. Because again, I don't want to do expensive projectors. Because if I do expensive projectors, then the customer feels they have to spend that kind of money for a projector just to get the screen to work. And at one point, you guys are answering questions. How much of that is from the projector? That's why we use low caliber machines. If we can get these machines to work, we can get anything to work. Now, coming back to what you're saying, our paints are expensive. Actually, no, because we could take out a $7,000 screen. $5,000 screen, $3,000 screens. Our technologies do better than TVs, because TVs can't do anything of whatever our technology do. Yeah, good luck taping your OLED to a ceiling. I love to see that one right there. No, it ain't doing any of that, man. And on top of that, I can't explain this enough. You don't read the format correctly. You can't read 16:9 on a TV, that type of TV. It doesn't pick up. Your TV would have to be 16:9 format, which means that'd be a wide TV at the end of the day. You're not picking up 16:10. Do you have an idea? What an OLED would cost you at 106 inches at 235.1, it would be freaking mind-shattering what that would cost you. Yeah, you ain't doing any of that. 250 inches, we displayed that display with the, what's it called? Pacific Rim, we did that one on. Yeah, you know how much money an OLED would cost you at 250 inches? Yeah, sure. Anyway, so yeah, our technology, when we have advertising company, is not aimed toward advertising toward the paints. It's advertisement toward certified, the high-end expensive screens and TV. So their mindset when you come into our channel to see that our products are going to cost $60 and $50, please, no. Look for people who don't want to spend $7,000, $3,000 for a projection screen setup. They want to spend about $60,000, $70,000 for a freaking OLED, or maybe $7,000, $5,000. $1,300, whatever. They don't want to spend that kind of money. Customers that I want to spend $1,000 for a projector, they don't have to. We do it under 200, 1,500, 4,000. They don't spend that money. I still get an outstanding image. That's what our stuff is marketed toward. So if you use those cheap paints at the end of the day, well, you get what you pay for. Or we don't market our products on those cheap paints at the end of the day because our products do more. That's one thing. When you develop a screen paint, you have to show its weight in gold. I mean, exactly. You have to show that it has the capability to be worth that type of money. The technology we sell is worth way more than what we price it for. It's worth a lot more. So if I go into a forum site and I show that I can take out a $7,000 screen and somebody has the same $7,000 screen, I can show better contrast, better color, I can operate this fully lit environments, and my projector costs far less than his. Guess what that means? My screen is worth money. Because that person who has deep enough pockets to spend $7,000 for a screen will definitely go and spend $1,000 for mine. It's far cheaper. And he won't spend that much money for his projector to get an outstanding image. There you go. Now, as in basically saying your stuff work in dedicated theater rooms, no, gray screens don't work in dedicated theater rooms. Even white screens don't work in dedicated theater rooms. Question. If a person buys your gray screen, can you pull up a Starfield? When Darth Vader's armor come? I said many times, Darth Vader's armor come. What color is he coming up on your gray screen? Gray. You turn your lights on, gray. So if you sit there and say, well, gray screens, dedicated theater rooms are meant to be used with the lights off, actually, no. I see more and more with lights on now because they do want to show off, that environment that they built, the chairs and all that stuff, the paintings and pictures and stuff they put in there. They like to show it off. But I noticed that they had the screen turned off when they do it because the screen washes out. I mean, those who try to show the screen off, it does fade a little bit, or it fades a lot. Customers have our technology. Not only can they paint the screen to any size they want, but they can also paint the ceiling. Which means they can put in an infinity ceiling, which would cost them roughly $10,000 to $20,000. That's how much money we save them. So the same gallon, they can paint the wall and ceiling at the same time. Your lights can't do that. You can't paint the wall, your screen will wash out, and you definitely can't paint the ceiling because you can't run a Starfield off the ceiling, not even do with the lights on. And they can operate that entire environment, the screen at 150 inch and the ceiling with the lights on. That's why you could read a book in there while he watches Star Wars. And Darth Vader's armor will be 100% black. You can't do that. Make that promise on your channel right now. Say, anybody, take me to court. If I can, I guarantee I'll show you a 100% Starfield on the ceiling and 150 to the wall at 100% black. Can't do that. What about projector mapping applications? Can you read black? You can't read black in projector mapping. You can't. Laser won't pick it up. So if the laser doesn't pick up black, and that's what they use on projector mapping applications, how are you reading off a laser projector? Okay, well, enough being said there. How much time do we put into this? Usual. It's very usual. I'm not going to pass that. Nothing else to really explain at all, period, to tell you the truth, honestly. You're going in the back. I hear fish. Not from there. Oh, yeah, the fish tank on. That's what it is. Oh, no, that's from there. That's a fish tank right there. TCL 4K demonstration. We're just going to skip these videos on the gray screen, right? So any screen that comes up with heavy contrast, a lot of deep blue, we're just going to skip all that, right? Can't skip black. And then it's part of the whole setup. That's like for us skipping all white levels. It's part of the setup. Oh, skin tones read perfectly. See how white her hair is? Everything. The bright lights in the background, all of it. Y'all can't see the contrast. You don't pick it up. You don't pick up color either. You rise higher up on these expos. I'm definitely going to have warning signs up there advising people do not put your screen against this screen. Don't lay it up there. Besides, you're going to be walking there anyway. In our system, we're going to have the freaking Halo system put in, because these things can absorb Halo systems. Halo systems in there. We're going to have 10 times more lighting than the average booth, so we're going to draw all the attention. Our projectors are going to be all outdated, but our screens are going to be far more advanced than everybody else. You're literally going to have to put a wall up between my booth and yours, because the light that'll push over mine will wash your screen out. I love to hear him say, oh, no projector will operate in this much light. Boom! Like, what the freak was that? It's the Halo system. Back up, put your sunglasses on. It's the Halo system. Good gracious. You got people in those places like Iowa was complaining about the ceiling, the lights in the ceiling being at 18 to 21 feet in the air, complaining about the lights washing out the screen. And we're literally going to have a 6K, 12K, 30K Halo system embedded in the screen. Oh my goodness. I got my projectors going to be custom painted. I want them graffiti tags all over and giant band-aids on. Oh, they're really crazy looking. That's what I'm doing with my projectors. Have little action figures glued onto them. I don't want them to look anything near professional. I want them to come in and laugh at them. That's what I want them to do. I'm going to blow their screens clean out of the water. An Aztec will be in there, a black version of it. You know how dangerous those things are and Aztec screens are? You know they do the gray screens, right? They alter their colors. You're going to have one set inside and outside. We can bring them outside to see that thing fire up outside. Yeah, mind you, if they kick in at 50 to 300 lumens, imagine what they do with a projector at 2,000 lumens. It's crazy, right? 2,000. 2,000 is not even a lot, but for that thing, it's a whole lot. 2,000 for that screen is the equivalent of 7,000. You ever think about that? Yeah. But anyway, great screen, not too well. Red screen. Oh, you heard me. Red screen. Okay, well, I'm done here. This has been enough crushing for today. Again, as I said before, if you feel in any way whatsoever that, any of these demonstrations are fake, or using a special camera, whatever, at the end of the day, you dumb theories come up with, sign, see you in court. That's all you got to do, okay? That's all you got to do. Don't go to your YouTube channel and cry. Every time we find you crying, we record your stuff now. I've got a section on the webpage and put down called Crybabies. We're going to put you up there ranting and carrying on and acting up. That's what we're going to put you at. And it's going to be a contract right there on that page for you to sign. Now, if you're man enough and you want your video to be removed off that site, you go sign that contract. You just be a crybaby all day long. You mean to give us a contract? What contract for what? For your paint? What? What do you have at the end of the day that we won't be to conquer? Name something. What do you have? Contrast? We own contrast. White levels at the end of the day, our screens can blend into your stuff. I got a black screen, it can turn your screen a different color. I literally got a black screen over there that actually generates a white level literally so high it turns a gray screen gray. Dark gray, unwatchable. What else you got? Silver, we got silver. AG47s, they actually generate white levels so high to turn everything dark. What else you got? Gunmetal? You gotta be kidding me. My gunmetal technology beat y'all technology. Oh, y'all don't got mixes. But our technology beat you with that guy who did that whole, whatever, so-and-so, he did one of our gunmetals. On top of that, my gunmetal beat every single gunmetal on the market. Did that already. What else you got? Projector mapping, you don't do that. Outdoor, you don't do outdoor demonstrations. You don't even do proper, well, Jamie did the demonstration with the church. You did the demonstration with the school. I put 150 in through a window. What else you got? What are the challenges you got? We don't even use your projectors at the end of the day. We use these cheap models at the end of the day. You have nothing to challenge me on. Not a thing. I got over 1,000 different matching better challenges out there. You haven't completed one. I got one that dates back to 2019 you haven't completed yet. So what do you have? Nothing. I can reverse engineer all your products, or I can launch one of those nasty technologies in the corner to wipe out entire eBay listings easily. So you don't have anything for us at all. And I'm talking to the people who make the products. Listen crystal clear. You have nothing for me. Do you understand me? I have technology and all the engineering for 26, 27, and 28. And God, you don't know what's coming in 28. You don't even want to deal with that thing at the end of the day. But I can guarantee you that they'll put that outdoor technology to shame when we launch one of those. You have nothing for me. Do you understand me? So those who make products in the day, listen crystal clear. You have nothing for me. Do you understand me? While you're inside, scared of a little window light, I got technology that allows us to play anywhere the freak I want. And this winter, I'm going to be playing all through snowstorms. Meet me out there. Bet you won't come out there with me. Snowstorms are going to be fun, man. That's going to be exciting right there. We did snowstorms already. I did snowstorm outside. Matter of fact, I'll post that demonstration. I did a snowstorm outside at a 180-inch screen at over 18 feet back. I was able to produce contrails that were out there in a snowstorm. Guys can't do that. What's the reaction to your screen in rain? You don't have that either. You know, screens, when they're soaking wet, what happens when a projector hits it, it's hard for the screen to produce white light, even colors, because it becomes dark when it's wet. We took the screen and we actually froze it into a block of ice. Beat it with a bunch of hammers to try to get the break open, pulled it on camera. It didn't crack or peel one time, and I hung that thing while it was soaking wet. I was able to watch a video right off of it. Do you have anything like that? You don't. Because you're afraid because you might jack up the screen in the process because it's fake. That's why. It's like the screen's made out of China or something. But anyway, getting back to that, you have nothing for me. And this is speaking to the people who make products. You have nothing for me at all. So right now with that SFEG technology over there, we have the most powerful game right now on the planet. There's no screen that can absorb sunlight at that rate that we just did. All right then all that nonsense you guys are talking at the end of the day, blah 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 blah. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna get my loan. I'm going to build my showcase. I'm going to flood masses into that place at the end of the day. If you thought the advertisement doing here is insane, what you sort of do out there. Everything's going to be coated in black technology pretty soon. And, you know, if you feel at the end of the day that all this is fake, you come down to the showroom and check it out. Heck, I'll even have your lawyers drop your case. I'm not joking with that. I would literally invite your lawyers down to see it. And I guarantee you, we can hire them to go against you. That would be embarrassing. You know that, right? That'd be really embarrassing. So, with that being said, you know what I mean? Y'all had plenty of time to catch up. Y'all had plenty of time. Come on, man. We've been doing this for over 10 years with that black technology. You had plenty of time. But you got comfortable with your sales. You got comfortable with the dumb stuff you were doing, the fake lies and stuff you were doing day after day after day. And finally caught up to you. I've made these statements. I can literally go back and look at videos where I've actually saw on camera. You want to upgrade your stuff. You want to upgrade your stuff. You want to upgrade your stuff. We've been saying it along. Upgrade, 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 upgrade. Stop doing these fake demonstrations. Do real demonstrations. It's over. If you think this screen paint we have here is a nightmare, that stuff over there is brutal. How are you going to compete with that? How are you going to sit down on your channel and say, at the end of the day, I'm talking everybody, sit down on the channel and say that our screen has the best ambient light projection when that thing can go outside? They can sit out the park at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I can watch a movie out there on it. How are you going to prove your product's better ambient light projection when you're dealing with that thing? How? You can't. That thing obsoletes you at anything. Business, that thing does business. Advertising technology is embedded into it. Projector mapping, submersible technology. I can submerge that thing under a tank and push a fish tank through it. I can basically put mermaids, krakens, whatever I want, the city of Atlantis. That screen is far beyond anything you have. It can even change its colors. Did you know that? It has that capability. We can make screens lighter, shift the contrast. You've seen that in demonstrations. You can't even do that yet. We're so far behind. In the technology we're engineering for the next 3 years, you're so far behind. So, with that being said, well, that's my little message to people who make products at the end of the day. Good luck. You're going to need it. Now, once my investors come in, we can show them at the end of the day why our products are more superior than everybody else. Yeah. You know what makes them happy? The fact that I can make this statement about the contract. Because that ensures them at the end of the day, it ensures anybody's going to file and give us a loan for money or whatever at the end of the day. That assures them we have future technology, or technology is future proof, which we have right now. We're engineering and designing. It shows them that we can back our products up at 100% in any courtroom we choose. It also puts at the end of the day that we have no competition because we challenge y'all every single day and y'all give us nothing back. You see what was in that memo, what they had in there, the stuff I had to read through? Yeah, you are going to have to be to prove this because no one's going to invest in you unless they know that you're going to make a lot of money out of you for years to come. How fast does it make for you to design product? We do ours in 20 minutes. So the person investing in my company is going to make a ton of money, and the advertising technology alone is worth billions of dollars. And you get contracts like Apple, Versace, Gucci, Bugatti, a Lambo, all that stuff, them big companies. You know what we can do with a Lamborghini with that technology at the end of the day? We can literally put that in their windshield. They can advertise a commercial through that thing in direct sunlight. See, that's one of the beautiful things about our technology God gave us our upgrade. Because I had somebody, a Mercedes dealer came to us a long time ago and asked us if they can put this film-like screen in their windshield. Now we can do better. We can cut it out to the size because that stuff is cuttable. We can cut it to the size of the windshield and put it in there. And they wanted to do commercials right off the glass. But the problem, we didn't have that technology at the time to be to advertise outside. So they wanted it outside. They wanted it on the showpiece and swirl around and with this whole thing in it. And I don't think that the only projector we could pretty much put back in the back seat of that would have to be like a 5,000, 7,000. But these things generate a ton of heat back there. And this could cause some damage to the upholstery or whatever could go on back there. You don't want something to generate that kind of heat. But now, technology we have now, are you kidding me? We can take the same, we can take a 300 lumen projector, which doesn't generate any heat at all whatsoever, and we could do this outside. Which means if we can get that thing to generate outside and show a crystal clear image outside while the sun is striking the projector itself, imagine how that's going to operate inside of a Bugatti through a windshield. But it's sitting in a little back on a tripod, it can hit that glass and basically produce an image where the sun hits it, won't even affect it. We did it at 50 lumens. We showed an Apple logo through a window and while the sun was striking it and it didn't affect it. So that means at the end of the day that Bugatti will probably sign a contract with us because we can advertise commercials about that car. You can go over to that car and you can watch a commercial, which is all about, da-da-da-da-da-da. There you go. Right through the windshield. And inside the store, with that invisible technology, man, they can put all kinds of car commercials, all kinds of stuff. So that means I guess it's a contract with Bugatti. Now, other companies see that Bugatti has that technology, they're going to want it too. So that means Mercedes and whatever you name of the day, Lambo, whatever, Bentley, whatever, we'd be in contact with all of them. You know, those contracts are worth. They're worth millions and millions of dollars. We can replace all the screens in the school district. Black technology. We even have a technology coming up pretty soon involving ad tech that allows people to write on the screen. It's jet black. You can write on the screen, drag and drop images, work with sensors and all that stuff. See? Building for the future. So when I die and leave off this planet, this will go to somebody else. It's going to go to my family. This is in my will. Because the whole family gets it. And you guys left nothing. because, you know, you could have did something with it, but you chose not to. All right, tired of having this conversation. I got things I'm going to do. What time we got right now? Where is my phone at? You bite it. Don't bite with it. Don't bite. Oh, thank you. No fight. The phone fight. Oh, he beats the charger on my phone. Charge on it, came in, he beat it up at the other place. I was like, what the frick, 7% taco? He started it, he provoked me. Yeah, that's chocolate. Phone provoked you. Got a quick charge here. That's interesting. They got to see this stuff. And they definitely see the ad tech. They have to see it. But that showroom, it's going to allow me to bring big companies in to see that technology. They can come right in there and see it for themselves. When Charlie, the chunk of that technology that's going to be sold engineered, it's going to be that ad tech over there. Because the companies are going to have it for stores, with holograms, some visual effects, all that stuff. So yeah, that's where a chunk of that money is going to be going to. A chunk will be coming to us at the end of the day. And for those of you thinking, he's probably going to buy, you know, I'm going to get myself a nice little small home, get myself a piece of land, and like I said, I'm going to chill. That's what I'm going to do. And donate most of my money to charity. Help other people out. That's what I plan to do. What is this plugged into? Oh, it's on this one here. Let's see if we already charge it. It's the best battery I've ever used. It's charged up. I gotta go take a look at a warehouse. That's where I'm going right now to kill some time. I took it to this other warehouse. Oh, it's one of those. I want to have a skylight on it, which is actually pretty cool. I still want to think we're going with the skylight. We can do some pretty cool stuff with that. We can get up on top of that roof. And definitely some cool stuff with the skylight. My buddy wants to do an asteroid. He wants to do an He's going to put a screen up there on top of the roof and to attach it on. He's going to do the whole frame and everything. But anyway, long story short, he's the one that's going to attach it to make it look like we have things coming towards it through the skylight, like asteroids and flying saucers and all that other crazy stuff. He's done all that stuff at the end of the day. Yep. All right, people, I gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.